2022 NFL Draft Profile. And today we have quarterback Matt Corral out of
The Golden Corral.
Ole Miss, 6'1", 205 pounds. Look, the man does some things. 67 completion rate, over 3,000 yards, 20 touchdowns, and he does use his legs often. Okay, yeah. Over 600 rushing yards and 11 touchdowns on the ground. Matt Corral is a guy that could surprise a lot of people. I like this guy for your Washington Commanders. Zach, tell us about him and if you would even want him on your team.
Okay, well, look, I struggle justifying any quarterback going in the top 15 of this year's draft. And if it's anyone, I think it should be Malik.
Right.
But let's talk about Matt Corral. A lot of people are much higher on Corral than I am. I think you're higher on him, but people are even higher than you.
Mm-hmm.
I understand where they're coming from. For me, the top 4 quarterbacks in this class are so close in our grading scale.
Mm-hmm.
However, he is the 4th of those top 4 for me.
Yeah.
Look, great athleticism. We saw that on tape. Was able to do it on the ground, do it on the air. Has a nice arm, decent accuracy. Here's my question though. We can talk about all the good of Matt Corral. It's easy to see that in the highlights. Here's my question.
Mm-hmm.
I do like Corral, but can his play style from Ole Miss carry to the NFL successfully? Is he athletic enough?
So. Yeah.
Well, for me, I question whether that was inbuilt into the game plan or if that's something that he naturally has the ability to carry over to the NFL.
Right. Okay.
You look at Malik Willis, yes, that run style, that dual threat ability will carry over to the NFL. You look at Lamar Jackson, Kyler Murray, yes, these guys are able to do both at the NFL. Matt Corral, I'm not so sure. Like I don't think that it's going to translate. I don't think it's going to be his calling card. I don't think they're going to be able to, have a run focused offense only with Matt Corral. And that led me to the question, well, can he succeed based off of his arm alone? Okay. Because yes, you're able to run for 600 yards at college and 11 touchdowns.
Mm-hmm.
What happens when the linebackers are faster than the cornerbacks in college in the NFL?
Yeah,
right?
No doubt.
I mean, what happens when these defensive tackles are running 4.5, 4.6, 4.8 40s? Like it's a little bit different. I don't know that he's quick enough, that he's fast enough, that he's athletic enough for that to really be a calling card for him in the NFL. So for me, I don't know if it's going to work out. I feel like he is the most risky option of the top 4, in my opinion.
Right.
I can see the pizzazz. I can see what he could be.
Yeah, exactly.
But again, like I came down to, can he succeed off of his arm alone? And I don't know that the answer is yes.
Right. I would say yes, purely because of what we saw him do in 2020. Obviously, he had a lot more weapons. It was a lot more and a better supporting cast around him. And we saw him. I mean, he didn't rush. He rushed for less yards in 2020, but it wasn't by much. He 100 less yards, but he did throw almost nearly 10 more touchdowns. He threw 9 more touchdowns in 2020. Yeah. So I think
he also threw 9 more interceptions.
Yeah, exactly. So it's a little bit rough and kind of hard to kind of justify it, but I can see how he could have the ability to win games. I do believe the play style that he brings is kind of what the NFL is looking for now. And the first guy I thought of, even though this might be a bad comparison, is a more accurate Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts is is faster than Matt Corral, but Matt Corral knows how to use his legs, and he's a lot more accurate. So he's not the best, but he's a decent to right underneath that decent quarterback range. So look, I like him. I think he can be successful.
I just want to give a comp that maybe might help people understand where I'm coming from. Okay. Because I think when I say this comp, people might be, I remember how I thought about that player. Okay. So people have comped him Zach Wilson, Derek Carr, like he could be somewhere in between there. Jalen Hurts, can he do it with his legs in the NFL? Do we remember Deshaun Kaiser coming into the NFL out of Notre Dame? Do we remember? Because there was a lot of similarities in their gameplay, but Deshaun Kaiser couldn't really carry over that mobility into the NFL. That's probably my comp. It might be a little bit off, but for Matt Corral, I think that's the kind of struggles we might see for him in the NFL. I'm not sure that this can be a calling card for him like it can be for Hurts, like it can be for 100%. Lamar.
And I think what makes him successful, I think, like I said earlier, is his supporting cast around him. I think he can make the tough throws. I think he has the arm strength. I think he probably has enough football IQ to win at least 7 to 8 games potentially. Right. And I think that's why I personally like the fit of your Washington Commanders, to where like it can kind of, you have the supporting cast in Terry. You know, you have you have De'Ami Brown and Curtis Samuel and Antonio Gibson. So he doesn't have to just be like, okay, let me go to a team. It's only one big wide receiver. I need to, like he has everyone around him. He can rely on everyone, and the offensive line is good. So I think that's why I like the fit. He could be successful, but I know for you it's a little bit more biased because it's your team.
Let me say this. If Washington at 11, if Malik Willis is there, you take him. If he's not, wait for quarterback until the second round. See if one of these 4 slip into the second, because they all have similar outcomes outside of Malik, in my opinion. But my favorite team fit for him was the Saints, okay? The Saints need a turn of the page, okay? Right. They need a new generation. Maybe they sign a veteran quarterback, and that takes the pressure off of Corral. He can kind of learn from that veteran quarterback throughout the first year. What? Sit behind Jameis Winston if he does resign? Maybe. Saints need a new direction. You know, after Breeze, after Sean Payton has moved on, they need a new direction. Yeah. And I think, you know, there historically have been good quarterbacks out of New Orleans, and even mobile quarterbacks. I don't know if you guys remember. I can't remember his name off the top of my head, number 2. But anyway, I think it's a good fit for him. Let us know, guys. You like Corral? Where do you rank him? Right now, he's my quarterback 4. Badaki's my quarterback 4 as well. I thought you were higher on him. I am technically. I think my scoring. Your grade is higher. My grade is higher, so I am higher on him. But he is my 4. Yes. All right, guys. Let us know in the comments below.
Yo, what's good? Thanks for watching. We got a lot more videos.
A lot more.
If you want more videos,
watch it.
You can also subscribe
right now
if you want to.
You need to.
And lastly, don't forget that you can sign up to support the show and get exclusive content by going to patreon.com/Fantasyland Fam.